Hey guys, DropTheGame93 here. So today, we're doing something different. I made a lot of content on franchises I love, like Star Wars, FNAF, Jurassic Park. But there's another thing I love that I've never talked about. And if you read this title to the video, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's Transformers. This franchise played a big role in my childhood, if you could believe it. I've never talked about it before because I lost interest in it. But very recently, I started rewatching Prime and Bayverse, just for nostalgia purposes, and it's starting to grow back. It's starting to grow on me again. So I decided to make a video on it. For those who don't know, Transformers Prime is an animated TV show, and Bayverse is the films, like the main films that are directed by Michael Bay. So that goes from everything from Transformers 2007 to The Last Night. So there will be spoilers to Bayverse and Prime in this video. And maybe Bumblebee, but I haven't rewatched that, so I don't know if I'll be talking about that at all. But those have been out for a while, so it's your own fault at that point, you know. Since I'm back into the Transformers world, I thought, let me make a YouTube video on the subject, you know. So I'm gonna make a list of my 5 favorite Autobots and Decepticons. First, I will talk about my 5th favorite Autobot. Then we'll end on my favorite one of all time in the Autobots, and then we'll do the same with the Decepticons, you know. Also, no Transformers 1 spoilers because I have yet to watch that. I don't really care about Rise of the Beast. You could spoil that, I guess. I don't care too much. I don't know if I'll ever watch that movie, gotta be honest. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think Transformers 1, like the models look weird to me. I don't know what that is about it. Like, the models look kind of goofy. But I've heard it's pretty good, so I guess I'll stay quiet till I watch it, I guess. So anyway, let's dive into my favorite Autobots first. First is Wheeljack. I'm going to keep this short because I had no idea who to put as the 5th Autobot. Like, I was losing my mind. I did the same with the Decepticons. I had no idea what the first Autobot and Decepticon were going to be on this list. Had no clue. The rest I easily had, but I struggled, so I'm going to make this very short. So this character, that I don't think appeared in Bayverse, if I'm not mistaken. Which is weird, because I swore he did. And I guess I just remembered that wrong. Wheeljack is a wrecker. And he has many different techniques to take down enemies. He also has a great bond with Bulkhead, who's another Autobot in Transformers Prime. This is Transformers Prime I'm talking about, by the way, because he's not in Bayverse. Wheeljack is also willing to help anyone in need, which I think earned some respect, the respect points. I'm just gonna go straight to the next one because I literally had no clue what I was doing for the 5th one. I gotta be honest, like I had no clue. I was lost. So next is Drift. Drift is probably the coolest new character in the films after Dark of the Moon, and when the whole cast changed and stuff like that. Drift has something that no other Autobot seems to have for some weird reason, and that's transforming into a helicopter. But he doesn't just transform into a helicopter, but also a sports car. He transforms into 2 different vehicles. No other character does that. The only other character that does that, if I'm not mistaken, is Megatron. Though in Last Night they removed that feature for some freaking reason, I don't know why. Next is Bumblebee, because he's just a loyal character. He's always ready to save his friends with any cost necessary. Though hearing him with a voice always throws me off, because I'm used to hearing beeps, boops, or a radio. It's like if R2D2 just started speaking perfect English. He's actually a lot like R2D2 if you think about it. Like, you can't have Star Wars without R2, and you can't have Transformers without Bumblebee. Tell me one show without Bumblebee, and movie. Tell me. I bet there is none. There might be, but I don't know of it. Also, he lost his voice from Megatron. I don't remember what the Bumblebee movie said, how he lost it, because it's been so long. I don't remember how he lost it in Bumblebee, but Megatron gets killed while Bumblebee gets his voice back, which I think is very poetic, personally. You know, Megatron destroyed his voice box, and now Bumblebee's killing Megatron with the voice box that he destroyed. Very, very poetic. Next is Ratchet. Not Ratchet from the Bayverse, rest in peace, though he did sacrifice himself to keep Optimus safe, which I think earns some respect there, but I want to specifically look at Prime Ratchet. His character goes through a lot, and he has a great character arc. From wanting Cybertron and not really caring about Earth and humans too much, to wanting to stay with the humans and on Earth after Cybertron is rebuilt. Ratchet has great character growth throughout that whole show, and I think that's why he deserves to be high on this list. Last but not least, it has to be Optimus Prime. I know it's probably generic that I put the man himself as the best Autobot, but you don't understand. This man is a savage in Bayverse. This man takes no prisoners. He takes off Megatron's head after he saves his life.
Who would you be without me, Prime? Time to find out.
He shoots a Decepticon on the ground in the head when he's like so weak and like defenseless. He lets multiple cities get taken over just to prove a point that they need the Autobots. He shoots a human with his giant gun in one of the movies. This man is a savage, and that's why he's my favorite Autobot. Also, the Autobots trust this man enough to sacrifice themselves to save him, and that says it all about Optimus, I think, personally. Kind of a savage, you know? Now, time to talk about my favorite Decepticons. So, as I said, I struggle with this one. So, the first one I put on is Knockout. This guy has some very funny moments in Prime. He's just like a comedic character. Not too much story based with this guy. This poor guy gets stuck into a wall, I think more than once, if I'm not mistaken. He was also so close to killing Megatron, actually. Which earns him a place on this list, because not many characters have done that thing. But he was about to kill him by pulling the plug and getting him stuck inside Starscream's head, which is kind of crazy. Also, speaking of Starscream, Knockout and Starscream's interaction is just amazing throughout that whole show. Next is Megatron, the big bad, the leader of the Decepticons. He is such a cool character. Just hear the sounds he makes. Megatron is a character that I always found very awesome and scary as a kid. He was very menacing. I mean, just look at this man. Megatron is someone who always has a plan to rule the world, or worlds in any way. When I mean worlds, I mean planets, just to make that clear. Next is Soundwave, mainly from Transformers Prime, because that design is very close to me as a kid. I barely remember the ones from the Bayverse. After all, Soundwave is superior.
Soundwave superior.
He's always the quiet one of the Decepticons, which is kind of relatable because I'm a very quiet person. I know it's hard to believe, especially since I stream and make YouTube videos, but it's true. I'm a very shy person, but this YouTube channel has helped me become more social, so I have that to thank for it. Sorry, I'm getting off track. Soundwave is such a unique character. He's like quiet in Prime, and then you got him in like a Bayverse. He talks a lot. He's also a lot more in the action instead of like running the ship and stuff like that and sneaking behind enemy lines. Soundwave in Prime isn't very hands-on, literally, because he barely uses his hands. And he always knew how to outsmart the Autobots in Prime. Little side note, I think Dark of the Moon Soundwave is so much cooler looking than he is in Revenge of the Fallen. If anyone remembers him from that movie, because he's such a minor character in Revenge of the Fallen. Next is Starscream. I love Starscream because I always found him hilarious. And his relationship with Megatron is just amazing. That's the reason why I love Starscream, specifically from Revenge of the Fallen and Prime, because it is the best appearance of the character. He always tries to find his way to rule the Decepticons and covers it up whenever Megatron comes into the room. Starscream was my all-time favorite character from the series as a kid. But there is someone who has become my new favorite of all time as I got older. Last but not least, my favorite Decepticon is Shockwave, the one-eyed Decepticon. The absolute machine of a character. In Dark of the Moon, he moves so slowly because of how big and bulky this man is. He always knows when something is logical or illogical. I pretty much just quote the show at that point. And he brought a dragon in a lab. This man is a unit of a character. He also got a giant character named Driller, who he commands to go through a building just to get to the humans inside that building. I truly believe Shockwave could easily overthrow Megatron if he wanted to. Like, god damn, is this man something different? I think I said all I needed to say about this character in Transformers. Anyway, that's it for this video. It was very short, sweet, to the point. I'd love to know what your favorite Autobot in Decepticon is. You don't have to give me your 5, just give me your top favorite Autobot in Decepticon, because that's easier than give me like 5. It's hard. It's hard. Anyway, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next one. Peace.
What?